The following podcast discusses topics about the abridged community with various abridgers from all across the net. We here at the T.A.C Podcast do not take the podcast idea for our own, and are not the first. TAC and the T.A.C Podcast panel views and comments are not to offend anyone in the abridged community, VO, etc. Except for Zero Masters. Well, yeah, that's obvious. Please support the abridged community as it evolves. Thank you. I'm Lido9.
And I'm some 15-year-old with red hair.
And this is the T.A.C Podcast.
Podcast tonight are four new panelists, starting off with one half of Idlet Studios, Cheeseman Joe.
Howdy.
Next up on the panelists is another female abridger, goes by the name of Midnight Devant, a member of the Bleach Summer Abridged series.
Hi there.
Next up is probably one of my favorite abridgers out there right now. He does One Piece Abridged, and believe it or not, it's not Gozar, but it is Toon Lord.
Hey, good to be here.
And finally, it's the Master of Nothing, Zero
You son of
Master,
a bitch. I hate you.
the creator of Mega Man the Abridged series.
Hello, everyone who is not chicken wings.
Oh, fine.
I boycotted you now.
All
Hey,
right.
asking for it.
Do it
Fine.
after this podcast, so let's get on to the first discussion. Various cameos have been going on for different abridged series, so the first discussion of the evening is, what are your thoughts on number of cameos for an abridged series?
If you're going to have any, go big.
Well, that's not always true. People have slated. Oh, not chicken wings. Whip Thy Revolution took forever to subscribe to me because he's like, you have too many cameos. And I'm like, well, it's funner that way. He's like, oh, well, that's lovely. I like it better with a lot of cameos, especially if they're my friends, because not only does it get them views, but it's also fun to have them with their characters or my characters in my series. I mean, the whole episode 7, Toon Lord was in that. I'm like, I wanted to do something with Toon Lord, so I put him in my episode 7.
And I had a lot of fun with that.
Yeah, so did I. The editing was awesome. I spent, 10 minutes doing the stop-mo for Mega Man saying, hey, shut up. That was fun.
Well, I agreed it's a good way to get your friends out there and into the limelight, if you will. But also at the same time, since I'm the editor for G Gundam, and sometimes it can be a little bit, I don't want to say annoying, but around that term, because no, annoying's too hard of a word. But it's a bit frustrating when you want to start editing and people haven't gotten their line to you yet. And
Yeah,
it's because
that's the
they
hard
are
part.
busy with their real life. I mean, I am fully aware that everyone has a real life. I've used that excuse several times for not getting people my lines, It's just you don't want to spread yourself out too much. You don't want to have one episode where every character is voiced by someone different, I mean, if you're doing a group project like that, I mean, more power to you. But if you're only doing it for one episode and then you keep trying to do it for every episode, it's just going to take longer and longer to get an episode out there. Case in point, episode 7 of G Gundam and everything like that.
Yeah, that's the same thing that's happening with Negima Bridge. We've actually had to recast a couple people. But for all the people who keep messaging Setsune Angel 99 over and over again, yes, episode 2 is coming out next week. So shut up.
Anything you want to add, Midnight?
No, not really. I think cameos, not like within a series, but per episode should be kept to at least 2. I think that's a reasonable number. Like,
You haven't seen my series, have you?
no, I haven't.
It's a barrel of fun.
I did one cameo in episode 2, and I haven't stopped since.
Uh, I mean, like, for various episodes, it makes sense. Like, if you have one episode that has, like, an unnatural amount of characters, like, you can't be expected to do them all. So bringing in cameos is a great idea. But
At the same time, you don't want to be relying on other people. If you're trying
Yeah.
to prove that you can voice act, you want to try and do as many characters as possible. If like you have a friend, you're really good friends with, and you just want to have fun with your friends, and that's
Yeah,
no problem.
definitely bring them in. I mean, that's lots of fun. I just couldn't, like, Semi used to be adamantly against cast larger than 3. Recently, he started getting better about that, so I'm really proud proud of him for that.
Okay. Next one is probably one that we're pretty much not related to, but kind of close to. Is like a lot of people don't like abridged series that much. I think there's like a few that are still out there, but the next discussion is what are your thoughts on ones that don't like the abridging community?
I don't like the ones who don't like abridging. It's more so the ones that like just one series and are devoted to that series alone. I mean, the abridged thing has become a genre in its own parody genre. So if you like one person and only one person, you're kind of one-sided. Like the most with this is Little Karibo. I mean, the guy's good. Love him to death. Never met him, but he has this entire part of his fan base that is only Little Karibo. Little Karibo started abridging, so only he can do it, which is bullshit.
Yeah. If you check out his forums, you'd see that they, like Team 4-Star, they just rip them up. You know, there are a few people there that on the forums are like, they say they like it, but they get ripped to shreds. And it's actually one of the administrators of Little Karibo's forums that is all against it. And I'm just like, dude, he's been in like 2 of their episodes already. You know, he obviously likes it, so just back off.
It's fanboys like that ruin it. I mean, I would like to just go over to his forums and just tell every single person, abridging's for everyone, stop bitching.
Yeah. You know, it's the same thing with multiple series, you know. Like, a lot of people are against the idea of having their, like, 2 Bleach abridged or 2 of anything. You know,
I'm a victim!
Just because someone claims it or is abridging it doesn't mean they own the rights to it. Like, if we were making money off this, then yes, I suppose that maybe then you could say, no, I'm doing this, go do something else. But the thing is, when you're doing it for free, when you're doing it for fun, you can't just simply say, I'm doing this, you have to do something else. You know, no one has the right to say that to anyone if it's doing something for free.
I mean, I suggest to some new abridgers picking something else because somebody else has already done it well, and it would save them a bunch of flamers. I say, by all means, you could do it if you want. I would highly suggest against it because it's already been done well by somebody already, and if you make one, people are gonna hate on you. I mean, I'll still watch it and compare. I mean, but then again, I mean, like, I used to be like that. I used to be only, okay, so this person did it well, he's the only one who can do it. But then I discovered other people who also did it well. Like, that's what it started with Bleach. I saw Semi's first couple episodes, I thought, yeah, it's okay. And then I saw Kenpo's, I'm like, okay, only Kenpo can do it well. And then I actually went back and watched Semi's again, and I'm like, okay, well, he does it a different way, and it's still good. So, like, it's with, now I'm tied between the two of them, because Semi's got a different, Kenpo's got more of a straight edge style that brings the punchlines through, where Semi is more like random, let's put a reference that maybe 2 people know, but I still think it's funny and it'll get a laugh here, and more random comedy such. He's more of a random guy, where Kenpo's more of a straight edge, get to the punchline quick guy.
I mean, if there's more of a single series, I mean, that's great, because then people will see an abridged series that they like, and then they'll go to the actual series. I mean, they'll keep hopping from series to series until they find the one that is right for them, but, I mean, hey, I don't feel any animosity towards anyone else who's doing One Piece abridged. It's just the flamers that sometimes take away the fun.
Yeah, I mean, like, that's the thing. I mean, especially you. Kenpo's had a little bit, but it's mostly you, Toon Lord, that take this. Like, anytime somebody announces a new One Piece bridge, even if they don't have an episode out yet, they send you messages upon messages saying they're better. And what are you and it's like, my answer is, what are you comparing? You're comparing 13 episodes to someone who doesn't even have an episode out yet. He has a trailer. Wow. Yeah. This person has a trailer.
It's like you're multiplying by 0, you know, you're still going to end up with 0 to compare with.
Yep. But I know all about multiplying by 0.
That you do.
Lowest common denominator. Back to the question, I just wanted to say something really quick. For people who don't like abridged series, that say they're insults to real work, that are insults to works out there, like actual dubbings, you know, it's not an insult It's just of people who want to try and have fun and try and test themselves, and they think that, or they don't think, but they know that they can bring something funny to the table with something that is, made a certain way. Like, just by finding certain little quirks in the show, you can make it funny, make it point out more. It's just all in pure fun. That's all I have to say about that.
It's like an homage.